Welcome back, friends and viewers. Alright guys, today, well, the CAD E 300s eventually gave up. What happens is, if it's not the batteries that are broken them, it's basically the capacitors which actually lose all of, they start getting old. And these microphones are 30 years old, so yeah, it's time to actually replace those capacitors. Something I've never done, but it's something that I have to try doing. And well, that's what this video is about. Basically taking these microphones apart and putting in the brand new capacitors and seeing, are they actually going to work? The one I'm talking on to right now, spoiler alert, is the one that I've actually fixed. And it's working incredibly well. So yep, it does actually work. So changing the capacitors in the microphone, here's the thing. What this microphone was doing was it was going soft. It would start off a little bit loud, kind of normally, thinner sound than normal, and then would just slowly start dying out, and actually would start it was as if you're turning the mic off slowly. And it reached a stage where it actually would switch off. You could leave the mic off for a while, then try switching it back on. It would come back on for a couple of minutes, and then it would just start going soft again. Voice was going a lot thinner, and it was cutting out. So the thing is, first things to check on these microphones, you will see in the video right after this, it is the batteries, right? Make sure you got new batteries, make sure they're rechargeable batteries and made for a specific task that these are made for, and that is to be recharged, 9-volt little batteries. And if that's working, then if they're flat, then just replace those and try it out first. If they are full and they've got energy, then the odds are that your capacitors have actually worn out. And then you'll have to do what I did in the video. So hopefully you guys enjoy, and hopefully this helps some, but let's get into it, right? Alright, so what's happening is it's going soft, right? There's two reasons for this. One of them, of course, is that they have batteries inside. So we're just going to loosen this bolt here. There's two bottom bolts. It's got two huge bolts at the bottom. And the whole thing comes apart, old school. Now remember, if you're going to put 12-volt batteries in here, 9 volts, you got to make sure that both pieces come off like that, right? So these are two pieces here, this piece and this piece. And here's its mechanics. Now she's got two batteries, 9-volt batteries, and their job is to charge. First thing that can go wrong with these mics, most often on these microphones, is these batteries. Okay, these are brand new. You just take them out like that. So these are brand new, and we kind of know it's not the batteries because they are brand new. And again, if you're not comfortable with the batteries, we give ourselves a little voltmeter, set it to AC, DC I mean, set it to DC, and then you can just quickly take a poke at these batteries. You can actually stick your tongue on it as well if you want. Yeah, 9.1 volts, perfect. These are special, right? These are special. Make sure you replace them with ones like this that are chargeable, right? These are chargeable because it's got 45 volts phantom power, so they charge. And this one should be exactly the same as well. Yeah, it's exactly the same, 9.1. Batteries are 100%, but we're still losing a lot of, the mic is just losing all its volume. And then slowly, it's as if somebody's just turned it down completely, and almost you can't actually hear it. So here's the thing. The culprits for that are these little caps. I don't know if you can see them. These little caps here. And I mean, in all honesty, they're 30 years old. So yeah, you can understand that they've actually gone old. Now, to get to them, you can actually do the job without removing this whole plate, right? So if you don't want to remove the whole plate, you should be able to pull off the job even from the way it is right now. The right way to do it is remove the plate. Now we do have issues at the back here. We can't get to one of them, right? One of them is actually this top one here. This top one here, it actually falls behind this battery clamp here. So that has to get removed as well. This battery clamp has to get removed. That's quite a little bit of a little mission. quite a hefty little project, but I kind of feel that the best thing to do is just remove everything, right? So let's get the pieces off. There goes the top one. Let's take the bottom plate off. And there we go. So this just comes out of there with those two bolts. Now you don't want to break these cables. Those cables are going to the diaphragm. So I'm not going to just take those off. But this gives me more than enough space to work on this. And still going to remove it off its plate. So she got this with a mounting bolt at the bottom. If I'm not mistaken, this goes on top here and it gets bolted into there. I suppose this one's exactly the same. Old school, old school. Okay, so we've got this clamp off as well. And this, of course, is the right side. So the right side towards the bottom, make sure that this is on the outside. It's going to go like that. And the same applies for the left-hand side, right? Make sure it's on the outside, and it's going to go back in there. So we've got to make a note of that, make a mental note of that. Now, the first thing we're going to remove is this. It's been held together with and I have no idea how we're going to get that off. It's held together by, okay, it's got solder. The solder's fine. We can desolder it. But it's held together with double-sided tape. So sometimes that will come off, and hopefully it does, and then we A for away. If it doesn't come off, then that's going to be a little bit of an issue, right? Okay, tools we're going to connect is a desoldering gun. Let's move the batteries to this side. And all the stuff as well. Our second thing is going to be the solder. Now I have ordered new pieces from Amazon. So here's the new pieces. We're looking at a 100 microfarads 25 volt transistor. That's the big ones. And then we have ordered the small ones as well, which are, if I'm not mistaken, these are 35 volts, 47 microfarads. So yeah, 35, 45, 35 volt, 45 microfarads. And of course the big ones, the 100 by 25. Yeah, 100 by 25. This is my biggest concern. The cap's also going to be a bit of an issue, but I'm pretty sure I can handle those. It's a very uncomfortable place to solder. Damaging this a little bit. Now, of course, how are we going to lift off this? Is a $1 million question. Alright, that should be good enough. Oh man, this is... This is difficult to get this thing out. Man, it's difficult to get it out. Eventually. Excellent. Alright, that's out. Let's make sure we get rid of all the salt down there. Nice. Nice. Now, of course, we can get to this one here. Watch out for this little cable. So we've got to start removing these. Going to replace this with a new one. Okay, so here's the first cap that we worried about, this one here. As you can see, he's right behind the battery. So all that removal of the battery and everything else was just to get to this gap here. Now you got to make sure you got the marking. Negative is the stripe, right? So they've got a plus there. So you got to remember your negative is always this one, right? The one with the line. So in theory, this should work quite well here. That's what it's designed for. Hopefully it works. Okay, this one should be these two here, but let me just make sure I don't get confused here. Negative has to be upper. Yeah, I don't see a marking where this one's supposed to go. It's plus. But I must remember it's plus for both this way. Okay. Alright, let's get this one off here now. Last but not least is this one over here. "25 volt 100 mF. Yeah, 25 volt 100 mF. Now remember, the long one is a positive, the short one is a negative. So If I remember correctly, that one goes like that. Yeah. And this one here, same as the previous one. Excellent. And this one here. Is it like that? Excellent. All right, we just got to put something underneath here. Let's not break this. And let's just weld these. Solder, not weld. Solder. Put this at the bottom. Should no. Yeah, they're good. Let's get the solder. Get the solder ready. And let's just I think we're good. Okay, so the next two are this one here. But I do see a plus on the board down here, so I'm pretty sure that's going to be it. They're not the same size, but the numbers are spot on, so we should be good. We should be good. Okay. That one's good. And that's the end of the welding. If this actually works, that will be the end of the welding or the soldering. I hope so, because it always makes me nervous and I'm not good at it. Okay, the next thing now is to solder this back on. So I'll remove this. Voila. eventually we got it all off. Can you believe it? Oh, that took forever. That definitely took forever. All right, last solder now. That's to put on this big Bohuga would prefer a more thick coat, but that will be perfect anyway. Should be perfect. I'm kind of worried about this. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's going to be interesting as hell. Okay, what I was very scared about happening, one of these cables broke off from inside there. That's going to be an interesting weld as well. Oh my goodness. Unfortunately, the small white cable has come off the diaphragm. So you're going to have to be very careful with this. We don't want to make the cable too long, because that will create interference. So you want to be very, very careful with this. Incredibly careful. Alright, now we just got to find a way to stabilize it with some light and get the solder in there. This looks like it'll be the best. Yeah, this will be the best. Gonna have to use Alright, so now we just got to slowly put back the screws. Remember, this was going to be like this. So we can start off with the two top screws. And then we'll put in the side screws at the back here. Okay, put the other one on. Okay, let's close it up. All right, let's go see, does this actually work? Man. We can disconnect this. Man. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, guys, and now we're going to be testing this microphone, and holy macaroni, that is testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. That is out of control. That is good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing. Bro, I've turned everything 0. When on earth do you have this to 0 and you're still getting such strong input that it's not even a joke? 1, 2, 1, 2. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. All right, guys, welcome back, and this is welcome back. Whoa. It's next level. I'm talking radio broadcasters got, bro. Okay, you know what? Just take the other one out of the packet, out of the box. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, the fact that this thing is picking up from here as if it's nothing. I mean, I'm picking up my voice. My voice sounds amazing from this distance. Okay. And the weird thing is this. I bring my voice here. It sounds much more crispier. But your voice sounds incredibly clear from here. You know, which was not happening before. We had to have it here.
Yeah. No,
which,
in the olden days, if you